In 2001, the US military entered Afghanistan. They entered Afghanistan, and with the help of the local people, they defeated the Taliban. They then created a democracy, and the Afghanistan army got trained by the US Army. But after 20 years, the US realized they can't control this place and decided to leave. And now the Taliban have control in Afghanistan again. An army that was trained for 20 years by the US didn't do anything and escaped. Now we see that the US Army, just like the Soviets, didn't do anything and they're leaving. Before the Soviets, the British attacked this country. And at the end, they couldn't control Afghanistan either. Afghanistan is not a big country and it doesn't have a huge population. So why did three superpowers, one after the other, leave this country? Why? When experts look at this, the only reason that they could give on why they couldn't control this land is the geography. Afghanistan, just like the country next door, meaning Iran, have insane mountain ranges and valleys. Another problem Afghanistan has is there are a lot of different tribes that don't get along with each other. The people that drew the borders for Afghanistan, without researching anything and to profit themselves, made this border. And you know who drew these lines? The British and Russia. Like for example, the Pashtuns, half of them are in Afghanistan and the other half is in Pakistan. Basically, a line is separating 60 million Pashtuns. Back in the day, the British and Russians did whatever they wanted. These borders were finalized in 1893, the borders that are accepted today. Just look at the line, it's literally cut across the Pashtuns. It's kind of like Russia and Germany cut a line in between Poland. Basically, the Polish people are not gonna accept that line and work with each other. And this is exactly like the Durand line, where a line is separating the Pashtuns and they don't accept that border. And that is why they really don't care about this border. This border passes through a bunch of mountain ranges and controlling it is very difficult. And that is why small armies pass through these borders all the time. And this causes a lot of danger in that area. This fake border basically caused a lot of smuggling going on. Smuggling drugs to smuggling all types of weapons. You might not believe it, but the Durand line, meaning this line you see, is the most dangerous border on planet Earth. It's even more dangerous than the Korean border. There was nothing stopping you from this border except mountains. But recently, Pakistan has put up this fence, which just finished 2 months ago. But the thing is, the people that live between these borders don't accept this as a border. And that is why you really can't build a border in between them. The rest of the borders in Afghanistan are pretty much the same, and it was drawn just to benefit the British and the Russians. And that is the reason that nobody can control this land. Another reason, it's a landlocked country, meaning if you want to enter the country, you have to go through the neighbor countries. Even if you enter from a neighboring country, your problems have just gotten started. There might not be any armies in front of you, but there's the army of Afghanistan's terrain, and it won't let you control this land. Why? Because of these fake borders and the mountainous areas. Mountains that block wall by wall, and valleys and places where armies can literally hide with all their equipment. "75% of this country's land looks like this. In every valley of these mountains, armies can hide. There are positive things about the mountains as well. The positive is that it can protect the city like a wall. But these walls, unfortunately, can cause the enemies to have a hideout and can easily affect the city. Another issue of these mountains is separating the people of this land. Because the mountains cause the people to live separate from one another for a lot of years, and over time there have been differences and their names have changed. And the conquerors come and really put a name on them. Do you think with this type of way there's gonna be peace? If you read the history, Roman Empire could never be controlled by Rome, and Kabul is kinda like that as well. Basically, Kabul cannot control the entire country for a long time. You might say no. Why no? Weren't the US Army here? Aren't they the most powerful army in the entire world? Could they control the country? Please comment on what you think about this one. One more issue of the mountains is that you could have a really weak small army and can easily defeat a huge powerful army, and the only reason is these mountains and valleys. So by now we understand that Afghanistan, even with the most powerful army behind it, cannot be controlled. The same thing exactly happened to Britain, US, and the USSR. The USSR entered this land with all the equipment it had, but it couldn't gain control of it. Another reason this country cannot be controlled is not only the huge mountains, but it's because it lacks a lot of roads, and even if it was built, it was easily destroyed. Meaning, with the explosion of one bridge, you can shut the whole road down, and even if there's police, they can't control anywhere. When there are no roadways, there's no safety either, because anyone with a little bit of power can gain control of that area and can do anything bad to the people. Afghanistan has a lot of mines, but it's still a poor country. And building roads in mountainous areas are extremely expensive. They say if you want to build roads for each mile in Afghanistan, it will cost up to $5 million. Some roads have been built, but it's for sure not enough. Basically what we're trying to say, forget about the USSR and the US Army. Even if aliens conquer this place, they can't even gain control and have to leave after a while. The only way this country can gain peace and control is if its own people control it. A country where people get along, not fight each other. We're not trying to blame anyone in this video, blame a certain tribe, or give a suggestion on how to fix it. But we should know that the borders of Afghanistan, from east to west, north to south, was only drawn to benefit British and Russians. We hope one day Afghanistan finds peace and control.